The year is 2050, and the megaplexes are monsters casting long shadows. When you become a Shadowrunner, that's where you live, in the cracks between the giant corporate structures. The megacorps are powerful at a time when power means information. Something I couldn't read because it went too fast for me when I was reading in a very dramatic way. In case you haven't figured it out, we are now playing the Super Nintendo Shadowrun game. Got a lovely image of the Space Needle in Seattle there. Don't quite know why there's flames erupting from the tops of buildings, but it's kind of a cool effect. Alright, and then we're actually going to let it go to the demo because there's a bit of extra story in the demo. So that's our main character getting gunned down. That's a fox. Actually, shapeshifter. She heals us. And then she runs away. And then some guys come to take us away to the morgue. I actually don't remember what control type I like, so we'll see if this is the one I like. If not, we'll have to go back and fix it, but whatever. Yeah, so Super Nintendo Shadowrun game. I'll just actually give a review of it already ahead of time here. I like the Sega Genesis version better in a lot of ways, and it has to do with the commitment to the lore and how the game worked. But this game is a really fine game too. It's got good graphics, good sound, still quite a bit of fun, although I can see where some people might find it a little bit more boring. It's sort of a cross between an action RPG and a point-and-click adventure. So for some people that might be kind of boring. And there's a couple of quirks with it that also bother me a little bit. I'll kind of bring it up when I get to them, to the point where I almost did a ROM hack before I started playing the game. And then I was like, no, I'm gonna play the original vanilla game, and then I'll tell you as I get through it, like what I would ROM hack and change if I could redo this game a little bit. Brain burnt. They say some gang geeked him. Yeah, you don't look so dead. Ah, he's flatlined out. We'll take care of him. Yeah, in the morning. Yeah, Sam. Oh, ooh, my head. My brain feels burnt. Where am I? Who am I? Alright, and yes, I do believe this is the control scheme I like. Although there is something I need to fix in my emulator settings, so I'm gonna be back in a second. Okay, I got my controls fixed. Alright, so my control set is if I press down, I go down, up is up. I think the other way maps you to the isometric view, which just messes with my brain, so I just do this. If I want to go up, like diagonal left, isometric, I'm just going to press up and left. It's just much easier for me. There's a ROM hack out there that uses the SNES mouse, and it kind of makes sense because this is a real point-and-click game, but I haven't tried that yet. Again, I'm going to do vanilla first. Okay, and then pressing B pulls up the finger so you can point around at different things. For example, here's a scalpel, and then you might notice that when I click on it again, it says examine and pick up. And this is L and R. Okay, those are hotkeys, so if I press the L button, I still get the finger, and I press L again, and I examine. And if I press R, I get the finger, and I press it again, and I pick it up. So that's actually kind of a hotkey to like interact faster. Same with the door. If I press the R button, it goes faster. And then there is... I'm going to close that one. This is my way. Alright. Slap patch. We're going to want that. Basically, anything you can pick up in this game, go ahead and pick it up, because it's either going to be key to the story, useful in combat, or later you'll use it to learn how to cast magic. So whatever it is, it's useful. Alright. And then these guys freak out because the dead guy just walked out of their slab. Door's locked from the inside. There's nobody here but us mice. Alright, cabinet's locked. Cabinet's locked. Alright, that's it. That's the limit of what we can do in here for now. If we leave and come back, those guys will recognize us and run away again. And that becomes a clue. There's a lot of doors in this game that are locked and you'll never open them, just FYI. But yeah, we're gonna have to find a way to get back in there without them running away from us. That's gonna be for later. Hey, you. What? You can't be alive. I saw you getting geeked by those hitmen. Talk. You're crazy showing your face again. You better get smart like me and pack a firearm. You'll wind up dead. Now, this is a, the dialogue in this game is all... Just notice probably the reason my microphone knocks so much is probably because of my headphones bopping up and down and into it. It's a keyword-based dialogue system. So we can ask them about firearms. Ain't got time to talk to a corpse. Those guys find out I was with you, I'd be creamed too. Hitman, they want you dead. If I were you, I'd watch myself. And then I don't actually have a gun. There's a cute doggy, but we'll come back to him later. So I'm just gonna go ahead and follow this guy. Ouch, already took a hit, that's not good. Okay, and I heard a gunshot and somebody died. Looks like you took a wrong turn, draghead. It'll be your last. Now you can actually hide behind dumpsters for cover, which is useful. This is our first enemy and I still have no weapon. But you'll notice that the guy that was just talking to me got killed. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the gun, press start, go into weapon and equip. Now that's my weapon. Alright, now I press the A button to pull up the gun. He also gets cover, so I can't hit him. And then, unfortunately, there's no way to move while shooting, so you just kind of run out in the open, and then you just exchange bullets until one of you dies. And that's going to be one of the bigger weaknesses of this game. I mean, it works, but it's not the most exciting combat system. And then, if we search this body, there's a leather jacket, which actually gives us our first point of armor. I missed this the first time I played the game, and it can be a big help because that's basically armor just reduces the amount of damage you take. So a bullet would normally do 1 point of damage. I'll take none. If I would have taken 2 points of damage, I'd take 1 point of damage, that kind of thing. Also, this run I'm going to get Kitsune, the fox lady that healed us. There's a way to get her to join your group and stay with you the rest of the game. Her in the vanilla non-hacked game, she has strength 1, so the only armor she can use is that leather jacket. So don't get rid of that leather jacket. You're supposed to give it to Kitsune so she doesn't die as easily. I have a strange feeling about those eyes. Tread carefully, well, we have much to overcome. Dog controls your destiny. Seek out 3 items of his favor and then seek his shrine. This is where we get the keyword dog. Grrr. Alright. And in case you haven't figured it out, our character is feeling the call of the dog totem. So we'll have to resolve that in the storyline as well. Alright, so some of their basics. You'll notice that our stats are a little bit different than in the other Shadowrun game. We have body, we have magic, we have strength, we have charisma, and that's it. No intelligence, no willpower, no quickness. Here's the items that we've collected. Apparently I have a matchbox. Matchbox has a Wastelands Club logo on the back. Got the scalpel, got the slap patch, that's it. Magic. I don't have any magic at the moment. Weapon I showed you, armor showed you, skills. I have firearms 1, computer 1. And then cyberware, I have a head computer and a data jack. And then that's kind of it for now. Now, our number 1 goal is to go find a place to rest and save the game. Because otherwise we'll just slowly get our hit points depleted until we die, and that'll be the end of our adventure. You can also just chill. You can talk to random people, they really don't have anything to say. We are post the introduction of new technology. The Corps are building computers with immense power. We aim to stop them. We must hurry before they control the world. NPCs have a stock phrase they'll say when they don't understand what you're talking about. Okay, so open the gate. Dog barks a bunch. And then he leaves behind a shiny dog collar. Now if you hear that sound, that usually means that there's something to do with learning a spell with that item. Okay. Now I'm trying to remember, is my house over here? Or is it the next building? I'm trying to actually avoid... Oh, that's right, okay. I'm actually trying to avoid encounters right now because I don't have my source of hit points recovery yet. By the way, you can shoot these guys and you don't actually lose any karma, which is pretty weird. But if you shoot anybody related to the storyline, eventually they'll get a warning. Like they won't take damage, and eventually they'll get a warning, and they'll say like, "Jake, you shouldn't just randomly shoot people." Let's see. Yeah, here we go. There's a memo. The memo reads, Armitage to perform courier run to Matrix Systems, 70-30 split. I'll go ahead and take that. Alright. Seems familiar. Examine. There's a key in his pocket. Talk. He cannot speak. So whoever this guy is, he's dead. And the door key says 6. This is one part of the game that doesn't really make sense to me. Apparently this is a guy I know. We were involved in some sort of Shadowrun together. And he's been killed. And apparently he had the key to my house for some reason. Alright, and then I'm actually going to go back over this way. Similar to the Genesis game, you start off as weak as a newborn lamb, so we're going to go ahead and be careful about how we proceed the first little bit of the game. And then over here, this is apartment 6, and we actually have to use the item. Come to think of it, I think there's a hotkey for item. Let's see, that's a spell hotkey. Yep, okay, so I think it's the Y button is the item hotkey. Video, phone, examine, there's a recorded message. Cancel your run, Jake. Hand over the files, we mean business. Drake. Alright. Filing cabinet, open. Examine, 20 to the end, I'm gonna need this. Anything else we're up to note? Sassy, 702-826. Another quirk of this game, talked about in the other Shadowrun game that they expected that we would have vid phones, but they didn't understand that we'd have vid phones on our cell phones. But the other weird quirk of this game is to use this phone, you have to use a cred stick. And we don't have our cred stick yet. And then we do have some shades. Examine, pick up, and then actually this is going to permanently change our sprite, which is fine because it looks pretty cool. So now when I look at my character, he's got shades on. Really good disguise, right? Alright, and we'll hop into bed. We heal. I have no karma at this point, but we'll use that to raise our stats and our skills eventually. So save game 1. Alright, and then we're gonna go need to grind a little bit because we are too weak to do much. So we're gonna open up, and there just happens to be some thugs in the room next door for some reason. Which is perfect because, yeah, and don't forget to take the money off their bodies. I don't think there's anything to explore in here, so you just kind of, what you do is walk in. Oh boy, there's a bunch of them. Let's see if I can, if I go over here, only this guy can shoot me. You'll notice I'm missing, like, a lot. And that's because my firearm skill is 1. So that's going to be one of the first things that we need to fix. Now, when I was a kid playing this game, I thought the firearm skill would also increase the amount of damage I did. It does not. It only determines whether you hit or miss. Only your gun determines how much damage you do, and if I remember right, the starting gun, I think, does between 1 to 3 points of damage. If you see me shoot and it does no damage, it means I missed, probably. I don't think any of these early game enemies have armor. So use karma immediately. We'll want firearm skill up to 2. There's also some other quirk of this game. You can raise your firearm skill all the way up to like 16, but it literally does nothing past about 6 or 7, depending on the stats of your gun. It's just another thing I did not know until I started reading game facts more recently. You notice that already I'm hitting more often. I think, I don't remember how it is, but I think it's something like each point of firearm skill is like a 12.5% increase in your accuracy or something. So before I would have been only hitting maybe 1 in 8 times, I think. Now it's 1 in 4 times. Seems to be about right. I missed 4, 5, 6, 7. Took me 7 shots to hit. So you can see why, you know, your character is just so weak when you start. I don't actually think it'd be a bad idea to go ahead and just go all the way up to firearm skill at least like 6 before you even leave the starting area. Because then actually you'll literally never have to raise your firearm skill again. Which is another kind of really weird quirk of this game. Go ahead and save every time. Yeah, if you die, you die. Unlike the Genesis game where you get taken to the hospital, you die, you just lose all your progress since your last save game, so. One thing that's probably not clear is that when you defeat enemies, there's an invisible experience stat that goes up. And then every time you pass a certain threshold, I don't remember what it is offhand, but let's say it's 16, because that's, you know, the size of a bit or whatever. Every time you pass that amount, you gain 1 karma. So even though it's like, okay, I'll kill this guy, and then nothing seemed to have happened, there's an invisible counter that went up. After I kill a certain number of people, then my karma goes up. Alright, I don't think I have a lot more to say at the moment, so I probably will go ahead and skip ahead after I've been grinding for a while. But like I said, like, once you get your firearm skill up, it's something you don't have to worry about again for the rest of the game. And it won't hurt for me to have a little bit of money. So anyway, yeah, I'll skip ahead and see after I've been grinding for a while. Alright, so I'm checking back in here. I have enough karma to get my firearm skill up to 6. My understanding is that the game was meant to be capped at firearms skills. Can't talk. Firearm skill was meant to be capped at 6. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. You can actually raise it up to 16, but past around 7, it doesn't really do anything. Because it adds your firearm skill gets added to your gun's accuracy rating. And once it hits 8, you should have a 100% chance to hit. Now the next order of business is, you notice my body is 3 and I have 30 hit points. Well, that's the next problem I have, which is my health bar is just not long enough. But I did want to show you I should be hitting almost 100% of the time. I might be missing, because I think my firearm skill is 6 and I think my gun is accuracy 1. If I remember right, it's either 0 or 1. So you'll notice that I hit almost every single time now. Now, your body attribute can actually go all the way up to 20. Obviously, it gets more and more expensive as it goes up. And I'm not gonna be hanging around these guys getting my body up too much because, well, they don't drop very much money. These guys only drop 10 or 20 yen, assuming they drop anything at all. So I'm going to raise my body once off of these guys, and then we can actually start pushing out into the town more, exploring. But these guys are useful because you can sort of pick them off one at a time, or sometimes you have to fight 2 at a time, but you know, having fewer bullets flying at you makes this whole thing easier. I think a good goal for the beginning part of the game would be to get my body up to about 6. And doubles the amount of hit points I have. Makes it less likely that I'll get kind of caught out somewhere where I can't actually survive long enough to get back to the bed. You can see some of these guys can hit me for up to 4 points of damage. And I'm pretty sure 3 is the most amount of damage I can do, so assuming they hit me, they outgun me. But currently my strength is the fact that my firearm skill is so high that I pretty well never miss, so I like how you can start shooting him before he even shoots at you. Even increasing my body 1 point, suddenly I have 10 more hit points. Which could be the difference between life and death. Alright, I think that's all I needed. Yep, Karma 4. Yeah, and so the leveling up works a little bit differently in this game too than the Genesis one. This one, you don't pay for the new attribute, you pay for your existing one actually, so that only cost 3. I could have come here earlier. So body and firearms is all you really need to worry about for the whole first section of the game. Strength only affects what armor and weapons you're allowed to use, and there are no weapon and armor upgrades in the first section of the game. Charisma affects, I think it's mostly the hiring price of Shadowrunners, which we really don't need to do in the first part of the game. Computer doesn't really matter yet, and I'll show you why later. And then magic, I don't have magic, so Body and firearms is all you need to level up right now. Okay, so we'll go ahead and push out more into the actual world. Okay, so there's no people. Basically expect it, other than that opening area where the fountain is, any screen on this game is going to have people out gunning for you. Don't see any here though. And then let's see. The door's locked. So we're not allowed to leave the beginning area yet. Station closed for repairs. Alright, I showed you this. This is where we got the door key. And there shouldn't be anything else to explore in this room. There's a room of thugs over here, and I'm not sure if there's anything else. The fact that I'm not doing any damage suggests that this guy has armor. Remember, my gun only does up to 3 points of damage. I see I'm only doing up to 1. So my guess is that he has so much armor. He must have like 2 points of armor or something, and I'm only damaging him when I roll a 3, which is getting reduced to a 1. Typically I wouldn't bother even trying to fight this guy at this power level, but I just thought I'd show you. But see, he actually dropped 50 new yen, so he's more of a later, probably like a mid-game enemy. I don't know why he's in this room though, but I don't think I'd recommend you fight him. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and heal up since I'm in the area. And then we'll push out to the other side of town. Go ahead and save, just because we got 50 new yen. Alright, and then you see how that window is open? That means if I walk by it, there's a gunman that'll shoot me, so you want to watch out for those. You can just shoot back, but you can't even get money out of people shooting out of windows and things, so it's not the best. And then you see how that one's a little bit more open. Same thing. Whoa, yeah. And then I'm actually going to explore over here first. Alright, there's nobody in here. I feel like there's something in this room, but I don't see it. Oh, what is this? Paperweight. So that will be part of a magic spell later. You heard that noise. Alright, I guess that's it in this room. And then secretary. I'm afraid my boss is out. I'm sure I didn't have you scheduled in anyway. I honestly don't know, but she's worthless. Randomly, you can just come over here and take a cyber deck. And then this is the first time that we see a computer. To access the computer, you go into your inventory to use. And this is error condition, error analysis. Data jack, malfunction, connection terminated, no connection established. So we are prevented from using the matrix at this point. And as far as I know, this elevator is worthless. Yeah, out of order. But we will need that cyber deck for later. You don't upgrade it. The matrix is really basic in this version of the game. Alright, I actually don't remember what's in these rooms. Probably just thugs. This guy doesn't have the armor upgrade, so he won't be too hard. Alright. Grab that new yen. He do need a little bit of money to advance the story. I'm probably fine. Yeah, I've got 1,250. I don't think you need that much. Alright, keep your voice down. Do you have something you want to offload? It better be good, and the less heat behind it, the better. You don't seem to know what I mean. Are you a Shadowrunner? Ask about Shadowrunners. If you're hiring, they have almost any skill you want. You're going to need plenty of money, at least 500 new yen. If you're a fast talker, you might negotiate your way to something better. On the streets, a good negotiator can save themselves a lot of money. Firearms. So if you ask about firearms, they'll sell you grenades. Grenades are kind of pointless. Okay. But what you need to know about this guy is that he's a fixer and he can get you things you need. But right now we don't have the right keywords to get what we need. Alright, see, so that window guy is shooting at me. They tend to have low health, but they don't drop money. Alright, we're gonna head on over here to the club. Grim Reaper Club. I'm gonna pick up some new keywords. You look troubled, young man. Is something wrong? You'd best be prepared. I've had to heal enough men who thought they were safe running shadows. Heal. Forget all that talk of magic. You're better off leaving yourself in the hands of a skilled street dog. Pity I'm retired, but there's some good ones around. Most can handle tech like that data jack of yours. So there's our hint. We're going to need to find a street doc to fix our data jack. Not sure what else we should talk to him about. Shadowrunners? Soldiers of fortune. They hire out their skills to whoever can afford it. The corporations use them to do their dirty work. Yeah, we'll talk to this guy. Haven't seen you for a while. Your usual, I suppose. One iced tea coming right up. Of course, that's a little bit of Nintendo censorship for you. Shadowrunner, some of them carry some pretty lethal firearms. They could really help you out. If you haven't got one already, you best get armed. You look pale. And then he actually goes and gets an iced tea, which is going to be a little story item. Kind of our first puzzle, actually. Here you go, your favorite. The iced tea is chilled. Alright, let's talk to this guy. Hamfists don't like you already. You best have good new yen if you want to hire a decker like me. You think I'm dumb? Done 100 runs, I haven't lost one neuron yet. Shadowrunners, if you need tech, I can burn any ice there is. If you need magic, the Jamaican can cast magic for you. So if you actually want to hire a Shadowrunner, you ask them about hiring. And this guy's, I think, the cheapest in the game, 500 new yen. 500 new yen and Hamfist chop up cyberspace real good. We're gonna say no. So he's actually a pretty decent early game Shadowrunner. Kind of supplements your firepower pretty well, and then you can use him to go deck into that computer system if you want. Or we can just wait till I have my my data jack fixed later, which is what I'm going to do because it saves money. He looks very tired. Talk. I've had a rough day. I need some rest. Look, I just want to relax and unwind. I'm too tired. Maybe later. Alright, so our first puzzle is that we hand him the iced tea. Cheers, chummer. My favorite too. I almost had them. I had the tickets in my hand. Sob, sob. Tickets. Tickets to the Maria Mercurial concert. They were almost mine. I even gave Grinder the money. Maria Mercurial is the hottest thing in town. She doesn't come by these parts too often. And then Grinder. Poor Grinder. He got wasted by Lone Star. The more guys carried off what was left of him. M2B. What was that? And then this is the Jamaican. Back off, dude. Can't you see I'm using the phone? So you cannot hire him at this point. And then, let's see, I can talk to this guy again. So what's been happening with you? Last I heard, so Mr. Johnson had you lined up for a run. Never quite picked you as a Shadowrunner. There's a few who are regulars, deckers mostly. Why, you thinking of hiring? If you don't have a cyber deck, I wouldn't go jacking into the Matrix with only your data jack. Best hire a decker to do the job for you. Something wrong? Last time I saw you, you didn't have that data jack. Can't you remember even having it fitted? Alright, I'm actually gonna ask this guy about data jack, just out of curiosity. You're asking for trouble if you jack into the Matrix Direct. Use the Cyber Deck, boy. Okay. So anyway, I know what to do next, but there's other stuff I want to show you guys. One is there's a graveyard right here, so let's go ahead and open the door. And then ghouls are pretty easy to fight because they get stuck on the tombstones. You do not want them to get into melee range with you, though. Because ghouls are melee and you can get them stuck on things, they're pretty good for early game karma grinding. So definitely do that. And then we heard somebody cry for help there. These particular ghouls, even though they're like really easy, there's a weird quirk with them that if you kill them, like clear the screen of them, and then leave and come back, they'll respawn, but they'll respawn with more hit points than before. So the first time I go around and kill them will be a really good source of karma. And then after that, it kind of slows down. Alright, somebody's yelling help. Okay, and I think I've cleared the graveyard. So you see, it was pretty easy this time. And then, that's a wall. You can't actually go that way. Alright, and then here, something sharp could open the lock. So there's your hint. Go ahead and grab your scalpel that you picked up earlier, open the door, head in. I always wait a moment because sometimes a ghoul spawns. Yeah, right there. I think that's it, okay. And then you can search the coffins, which is kind of messed up. Sometimes a ghoul will pop out, and sometimes you get money. I don't think these restock, so it's just kind of a one-time deal. Okay, but now I'm on this screen again. The ghouls are back and they should have more health this time. They don't seem like they have too much, though. So they're still a pretty good source of karma. Should be able to raise my body several points when I get back. So the combat system in this game is kind of weird because it's just like point and click. There's actually a melee skill in the game's code, but it's dummied out. There's no way to get it without like a game genie, basically. And there's no apparent use for the melee skill. So it's just a stand and shoot kind of combat system. Not the most exciting, but it works. Even in the late game, it's just basically how powerful is your gun, how powerful is your armor, and then you'll have a little bit of resource management with your magic points. Like, a lot of the late game enemies will stun lock you, so you'll frequently just want to cast invisibility on yourself so they can't shoot you. So used to cats bothering me. I thought I heard a cat. I went and looked around. I couldn't find one anywhere, so that was kind of weird. Okay. Let's see. I did not search the coffins yet, so let's go ahead and do that. Nothing special here. Alright, so lots of karma. Once I get up to 9 karma, I should be good to get my body up to 6. Let's see if these ghouls have more health now. You can see even when they did get to me, he just did 1 point of damage, but yeah, so looks like their hit points are going up a little bit each time. The thing with the melee guys is that unlike the ghouls, like they can kind of like rapid fire, like he did 3 points of damage and went down, but he can keep running into you and keep inflicting damage, so he's pretty dangerous. Normally I'd be a bit more careful, but I'm pretty strong right now. You know, like there, you saw how he did 6 points of damage, because every time he touched me, he did 3. So if you do want to keep farming the ghouls, it's better to start using cover, hiding behind the tombstones, that kind of stuff. Okay. Still hear someone calling for help. Yeah, I definitely have enough karma to get my body up to 6. Alright, and again, I'm gonna just wait until a ghoul appears. Nothing special here. Not a lot of money in these. Just kind of curious. Can I get more ghouls to spawn? Didn't realize I could search more than once. Seems like once a ghoul has appeared and we don't have another one. Alright, so I'll see like that. Then again, use the tombstones to protect yourself. It's getting more and more obvious that their health is going up. I don't know why I feel compelled to keep killing them. The amount of health that they go up must be something pretty low though, like 2 each time. But yeah, it's every time you kill them and then leave the screen and come back, they get a permanent boost to their health. It's so specific that I can't imagine it's a bug. They probably intended that so it was harder to just sit here and farm them. Okay, you also just kind of like run away at the last second so they don't quite reach you. Alright, anyway. Go on the last door here. Indian shaman. He's in great pain. He cannot speak. Alright. I didn't make this explicit earlier, but this is why you keep the slap patch. You can actually use them on yourself to heal if you need to, but better to do this now and just get it over with. Cough, cough. Drachmon, you saved my life. From Coyote's the name, shamanism's my game. You must have the gift too, eh? Only a shaman could have heard me call into the spirits. A little keepsake for you, man. Take this magic fetish. I see a need for it in your future. He who seeks it is a bearer of untruth. Shaman. If you be a true shaman, you are one with the earth. She provides the power for your magic. Alright, so he disappears, and we have a new story item called Magic Fetish. Engraved on the amulet is a bat, and that's the only clue we're going to get about that for now. Okay. Alright. Oh, there's money. It's kind of messed up that I'm stealing from graves, though. Oh, I should keep searching this and see if a ghoul appears. So can you get the money and a ghoul? Looks like it's one or the other. Alright, that was pretty good karma, actually. Yeah, I remember I used to farm the heck out of this when I was a kid. And it is really good for the karma, but not so good for the money, so whenever possible, oof, almost got me. Focus more on areas where people drop lots of money, because having enough money is going to be a problem in the later game. I think that ghoul dropped a bone too, I forgot that was a thing. Yeah, the bone of the living dead. So that's going to play into a spell later too. Oof. Yeah, come to think of it, I have the leather armor on. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the leather jacket. And some of those guys with guns are still doing 4 points of damage. Which means without the leather jacket, that would have been 5 points of damage. It's a lot. Alright. Last time I'm going to clear these ghouls. So long, and thanks for all the karma. Okay, and one more. Alright. We'll go ahead and leave. Go show you this next area over here. The guy in a dumpster shooting at me. It's kind of messed up. Alright, and this is the nightclub where the concert is going on. There's a telecom for some reason. There's actually kind of a good reason for it, because it... Yeah, anyway. And then examine, 7 foot high and 4 foot wide. Duh, no entry without an official ticket. Come back when you got a ticket. You're not getting in without him, bub. Alright. So this is kind of where we're getting to, it's kind of interesting because storyline-wise doesn't make sense. I'm trying to get to the concert. Exactly. But that is the next area that we're trying to get to. But I'm going to head back to the bed and heal and save the game. And then we're going to go ahead and advance the storyline. Go ahead and shoot this guy just because I have a couple hit points to spare. So, like I said, firearms and body are all you need to be spending karma on right now. So wow, 16 karma. Body, body, body. Alright, well, I got above and beyond my goal. You'll see my health bar will be quite a bit longer now. Alright, I'm going to kind of walk you through how I would have stumbled through this as a kid. So now that I have the shades, I can walk in and the morgue guys won't be scared of me because they won't recognize me. And I've heard from the guy in the bar that these guys have the dead body of Grinder, who's the guy who had the ticket. I haven't got all day. What do you want? Nice shades. Do you always wear them indoors? Great, buddy. I can feel my arteries hardening. Well, that's one more file out of the way. You wouldn't believe the number of guys fragged today. Hey Larry, where's the little urn to ship number 8 in? I can't talk to you and move my pen at the same time. Ask the other guy. Okay. So we say Grinder. No sightseers allowed. If he ain't family or you're not a badge, I'm afraid he stays with us. So we're trying to get the tickets off of Grinder's body. They gave us a clue that without a police badge, they're not going to let us in. You can see some of these clues are sort of, let's say esoteric. I don't know if that's the right word. Might be. But then you remember to go over here and talk to this fixer guy. Lone Star. So you want to play Rent-A-Cop. I might be able to accommodate you for 150 Newton. I've got a Lone Star ID badge. You want it? Yes. Impersonating a cop is risky, man. Don't get caught. So, put the Lone Star badge on. Tack it onto my pocket. Alright, and there's 2 gunmen, but I don't really see the point in sticking around and fighting. Just gonna keep going. And then if you, you gotta make sure you put the badge on or they still won't listen. You Lone Star boys sure did him over good. His file belongings are in the cabinet. You want me to pull his file for you? Yes. Hey Sam, where's that Grinder file? Try the tested cabinet. Hey look buddy, I haven't got time at the moment. Why not look for it yourself? Okay, and then he's opened both of these up, so we're going to examine. And we get our first cred stick, so we can start making phone calls. Grinder's file is here, and so are the tickets. Okay, and then I like to do this, talk to this guy one more time. What now? I've got to explain to our boss how one of our stiffs just got up and left. The ghoul just walked out the door. Sam and I made it into the closet just in time. You know, you look familiar. I love that part. Okay. Now, typically I'd go back to my house, my apartment I should say, to make the phone call. But instead, I'm going to head over to the concert. Alright, and then when we want to make phone calls, we take our cred stick and use it on the phone. And so this is the one number I have, Sassy. Jake, you're alive. I heard you were dead. I got myself a new boyfriend and everything. The last of your stuff was just thrown out. You're still getting calls. Tell your buddies to stop calling us. Some Glutman guy keeps calling. His number is 934-782. Bye, Jake. Alright, so that's the only point other than to kind of let you know that you had a history before you woke up with amnesia. But you get the phone number for Glutman. So we're going to call him. I'm afraid my boss is out, so she should look familiar. She's a secretary, wouldn't tell us anything. Glutman. Mr. Glutman is out at the moment. He was going to the Cage Club. Maybe you can find him there. There's a club at the edge of town. Mr. Glutman spends a lot of time there. Okay. Until you talk to the secretary, he doesn't actually appear in here. And then I think I need to... Yeah, I actually need to use the tickets on this guy. Okay, buddy, go on in. So he moves out of the way. We can kind of talk to people if we want, but some of them don't talk anyway. I was here first. I always sit here. You can't make me move. You looking for someone? I don't know what that's supposed to be. Bob? I don't know nothing. I stay alive that way. Hi, what'll it be? Working here at the cage hasn't done my hearing any good. What was it you wanted? Glutman. Mr. Glutman has run up quite a bill tonight. I think he's waiting for someone. Ladies and gentlemen, Maria Mercurial. Okay, who's this guy? Hey, Plughead. Yeah, you. Get over here. I want to talk to you. You know much about ghoul busting? Cemetery's crawling with him. You can hear him calling out to you when you walk past at night. Flashy dude I once met reckoned he could handle them for the right price. Yeah, anyway. And then, yeah, this is Glutman. Shady character. Jake, you're still alive? You're crazy, man. You got tech in your head people want bad. Word on the streets that someone wants you dead. Go now, my men hide you. No charge. Glutman owe you favor, yeah? I fix everything. We hide you real good, you betcha. No need to thank me, boy. Now let's hurry. No time, no time. You as dead man. Come quickly. So this concludes the first section of the game. Where are you taking me? And why did you have to blindfold me? Don't worry. We'll keep you safe. It isn't 5-star, but you'll like it. Alright, and then that's going to be the end of the first video, I'm pretty sure, because it's going to be about an hour of footage there. So I'll sign off for now, and the next video we'll pick up at the junkyard.